Hello, Drive Radio fans. Richard Rush here today with my dad, John Rush, behind the camera. And today is the review of the 2017 Toyota Landcruiser. Now, there's really actually nothing changed from 2016 to 2017, so it's going to be a little bit shorter of a review. But this is actually one of our favorite vehicles, and just in terms of the, I don't know, uniqueness, niceness, whatever you want to call it, of this particular vehicle. So with that being said, Dad, why don't we jump right in? I'll kind of step out of the shot and I'll talk about a few of the features. A couple different things to note here. There's only one trim level on this vehicle, so it's something Toyota has done mainly with just the Landcruiser. You can't buy, you can't go into a bunch of different options, changing the wheel size, which, by the way, those are 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels. A few of the features of that one trim level: automatic LED headlights, automatic wipers, the roof rack that you can see, adaptive cruise control, 4-zone climate control, a heated second row, 2 entertainment screens, which we'll show you here in just a second. Part of the safety features are obviously front and rear parking sensors, a surround view camera system, frontal collision warning and detection, and lane departure warning and assist. So I'll kind of step back into the screen here. In terms of cargo capacity, we'll show you this in just a second. Behind the third row, you've got 16 cubic feet. Behind the second row, with the third row folded up, we'll show you that in just a second, 43 cubic feet, and with both rows folded down, 82 cubic feet. One other feature, and a lot of you are going to knock me if I don't say this, the Landcruiser, we actually have a phrase, or we went on safari back in Africa, and I want to say, what was that, 2006 or so, Dad? And the safari guides had a phrase. They said, if you want to go on safari, and I apologize for the manufacturers, I'm going to offend saying this, but they say, if you want to go on safari, take a Land Rover. If you want to come back from safari, take a Landcruiser. Now, obviously, they've got some older Landcruisers there, and it's honestly mid-'80s, I believe, is a lot of those, mid-'80s, mid-'90s. But it hasn't changed a whole lot. One cool feature, I thought, this Landcruiser right here can go through 27.5 inches of running water, which is kind of a cool little side note. So we'll kind of step into the side or the back gate. One thing to note, Toyota, please listen to this. For an $85,000 car, to not have even an optional power liftgate is pretty poor. Our 2 cents, please add it. But you just pop it up here. That's the only way to open it, mind you. You lift it open, and it's got the two-way, which is very similar to the Lexus LX styling. But again, the two-way door right here. And you'll notice we've got this set up a little bit differently, partially because this is how they included it when we received the vehicle. But you've got a cargo net included right here, so you can put some different items here. You can see what the third row looks like folded up. So you can see that you have a decent amount of room without the third row, but it's something to note. And Dad, I think you did this on purpose, which is nice. These seat belts actually come down, folded into there. We actually picked some people up from the airport this past week. Part of it, actually, my pregnant wife was here in the back seat. She said it was relatively simple to get in and out of, but it was pretty cramped, which is what a lot of the other reviews are going to say. This third row is not meant for full-size adults. Something to notice, they are not power folding as well. So we're going to fold this seat down, kind of show you how simple that process is. All you do, grab this strap, pull it, let it down, and then lift up down here. So it's not difficult by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, I should say. Just something to note that with this kind of third row embedded in, you are limited in the amount of cargo that you can put. Now again, had four full-size checked bags that we had. Fit those relatively easily. It was not difficult at all. To fold them back down, all you do is you pull this, pull it down, latch it into place, pull this strap, bring it up, and you are set. So in terms of ease of use in that aspect, really very easy. Putting it back up, again, is a very simple, easy to use thing. One other thing I will say, this is nice for loading I don't know, heavier objects. You can kind of put them in and then slide them over this, I guess, the transition. But again, no power option, I should say. So Toyota, if you're listening to us, please include that. Dad, why don't we kind of come around to the passenger seats, or I should say the second row seating, and we'll show. So this is set for drivers like ourselves is not an exit mode or anything like that. So 5'9", 5'10" drivers, more than enough room, very comfortable. You do sit up a little bit higher. Really nice door apportionments, again, which is what you would expect on a Land Cruiser. $85,000, nice wood grain, some really nice kind of leather soft touch, polished aluminum look there. Really nice features. It's got the JBL sound system on it. These, and we'll take off the covers real quick for everyone to see. These are your, I believe these are 10-inch screens, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not positive on that, but 10-inch entertainment system, which is really nice, really handy, something that not actually a lot of competitors have on it. For example, if you look at a Chevrolet Tahoe, that they might have the dual entertainment screens here, but they don't have individual screens, which is really nice. Although I am not sure in the long run how popular these are going to remain with everyone kind of switching over to tablets, doing tablet holders, things like that. Heated seats here in the back. You do have your own temperature control, and that I'll kind of get out of the way the best I can just for you to show everyone. Both outboard seats are heated, I should say. Again, temperature control on both sides, which is part of that 4-zone climate control that I mentioned. You have 2 cup holders right here in the middle, which is really nice. This comes down, or you can fold this up for room for a 3rd person here in the middle, which again, we did utilize. So getting in and out, very easy to do, simple. It does have these running boards that come standard, as well as the nice Toyota sound system, I guess you could say wireless headphones that sync in with this entertainment system. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of go around to the other side, give you a quick preview of the front seat of the 2017 Toyota Landcruiser. All right, fans, front seat 2017 Toyota Landcruiser. As we always try to do, some door apportionments for you over there, very similar to the back seat. With a little bit more storage for a water bottle, maybe an umbrella, some maps right there, which is really nice. Thank you for that, Toyota. As you come into the interior, I believe you've got the nice Land Cruiser door plate right there. Power passenger seats. I'm not sure how many ways it is. I know that the front one I think is at least 10, maybe even 20 ways. Really nice seats, very comfortable, I would say, and I think, Dad, you'll here in a second, you'll comment on the exact same thing. Nice wood grain that they've brought throughout the interior. Nice big 9-inch in-tune system, a Toyota specialty, 2-knob volume knob, some storage right here for a phone. You've also got a power port, auxiliary and USB, heated and cooled seats for both front passengers. You've got your 4 high, 4 low right here, your crawl control, which we've detailed in the past. Different off-road modes, and then your power. 2 different things here. This is the kind of what they would consider the center console for some cords, possibly a smaller phone here, and they've got a cooler. I guess it's called the cool box. You can turn that on, put juice boxes in it, maybe some, I don't know, some sandwiches, some lunch if you were going to go camping, somewhat like that, off-road, which again, this vehicle is meant to do. In terms of the interior, not a whole lot else. Again, nothing really has been changed from 2016 to 2017. Last thing before we take a quick drive, Dad, let's show them the sunroof right here. Just the front compartment, not a second row rear compartment, however you want to say it. But it is really nice kind of suede type headliner as well, which is really nice and soft. So with that being said, we'll actually kind of hop on the road here real quick and take a quick drive in the 2017 Toyota Landcruiser. All right, fans, driving portion, 2017 Toyota Landcruiser. Real quick, before we get too far driving, we do want to show you the backup camera. Part of that does include the 360-degree camera. No dynamic grid lines, just kind of your basic. It does show you where you can go, how far. You can do different views. Again, if you were hooking up a trailer, that might be the best view for you. So something to note, it's a really nice feature in terms of the 360-degree camera system. I'm really a fan of it, and we'll pause here for a moment as cars go by. But overall, in terms of the feel and the drive, does have a V8, which is rated for 13 and 18 miles per gallon, depending on city or highway. 15, and Dad, while we're actually stopped, this is a perfect time to actually pull down what our fuel economy has been here. And I believe we've been right at, let me go up one more. We've been right at 16 miles per gallon, so right at what it's rated for. This is not a vehicle to get if you are looking to get the most fuel efficient 7-passenger, or I should say 8-passenger in this case, SUV on the market. It's just not. Toyota's still using that big old V8 to push this heavy vehicle down the road, and it shows. It's not sluggish. It will get up and go when you need it to, but again, fuel economy rating is going to suffer as a result. We didn't really comment on this on the kind of front side of things, but I do want to see, you can see this from your camera point of view. We really like the hood, what Toyota has done. They kind of redesigned it, a little bit of a redesign last year on the Landcruiser, and we really like the front end. It really gives us a nice intimidating look to it. Some people are fans of the LX look more than the Landcruiser look itself. I don't know if we're partial one way or the other, but I really like this front end. I think that Toyota has done an excellent job with that. In terms of ride comfort, versatility, really is nice. Driving down the road, you don't have a whole lot of road noise, you don't have a whole lot of movement. I know that Dad, here in just a second, when you give your point of view, you did have kind of a thought process on maybe the drivability and kind of the, I guess, body roll, you could say, of the vehicle, which we'll get to. This vehicle, as equipped right now, can tow, I believe it's 8,100 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. So if you did want to go camping, did want to pull a motorhome or a camping trailer, something like that, you could do that. Nice big in-tune system. This is the last thing that we'll touch on. Really is, in our opinion, one of the easiest to use systems. We're definitely a fan, especially of this bigger screen. I'm not sure if Toyota's going to do this on their other vehicles, but I think they personally should, especially the vehicles that they have room for. It's really nice, really easy to see. The buttons are large. The buttons are very easy to use and easy to operate. So it's something Toyota that's a fan for us. I did wish that they would integrate CarPlay, Android Auto. I believe they are in talks with Google to do something moving forward. But overall, I guess my opinion of this car is it's a super nice car, super easy to drive, have all the off-road capability that you could possibly want in a 7-8 passenger vehicle, as well as a lot of the luxury that you want. This is a car that's going to run for many, many miles. You're going to get a lot of use out of this car. I would like to see maybe a few more luxurious features for $85,000. One of those being a more luxurious or more spacious third row. The power liftgate is something I'd like to see, and also maybe Toyota some driver selectable modes, maybe, you know, a sport mode, a standard mode, and then maybe a comfort mode, just to maybe adjust the suspension just a little bit. So just my 2 cents. Dad, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, same thing. The sluggishness, if you would, or the lethargicness of the drive in this vehicle is something to note. It's not crisp, and I know it's not meant to be. And it's way better than the old Landcruisers used to be, but again, it's a Landcruiser. It's a heavy vehicle, rated for 6,000 pounds of towing, and you just feel it when you're driving it. Back to Richard's comment, I wish Toyota, you would do something with the suspension, either by way of magnetic ride type shocks, things along those lines, where you could actually change the tuning of the suspension to give you a different feel at different times. And I will tell you, when this vehicle is fully loaded with passengers, luggage, and so on, you really notice some of the body roll in the vehicle. So it's just something to note. Not a big deal. Wouldn't keep me from buying the vehicle. This is a 500,000-mile vehicle easily. In other words, you could drive this thing 500,000 miles plus. That is a huge, huge plus for this vehicle. So if you factored the cost out over that many miles, it's actually pretty good value when you look at it that way. If you can afford the fuel, like Richard said a moment ago, 16 miles to the gallon, not great, but when prices are down like they are now, may not be such a big issue for you.
Absolutely, and as we always say to everyone, make sure that you factor in everything when you buy a vehicle. Yes, prices are low now, and I will actually, we'll just kind of be honest here. If you're paying $85,000 for a vehicle, you're probably not too concerned about the fuel prices for that said vehicle. So again, we personally love the vehicle. There's nothing that's going to stand out and diminish or prevent us from buying it. A few things we'd like to see them add on to this vehicle, as we've mentioned in the past, but in our opinion, Toyota, 2 thumbs up from us, A+ rating, whatever you want to say. If you do want to check out this vehicle, head to your local Toyota dealer. Check it out, get your family in it, get your friends in it, see if this vehicle is the right vehicle for you. And if you do that, tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.